Hello students, we are decoding environment and ecology answer key of UPSC Prelims 2024. So I have set A with me, so I will be deciphering answer as per set A and you can match your answers accordingly. So in set A, after geography 15 question, 16th question is from environment and ecology and it was from current affairs. It says which of the following regions in the world has one of the largest tropical peatland, and this statement automatically is highlighting the wetland theme, and we have seen Brazzaville declaration held and was in news. So the answer of this question is B option, Congo Basin. So in case you have not read question carefully, then you might have answered Amazon Basin, which was the second best choice, but the answer to this question would be the B option. Question number 17, once again it's from current affairs and we had covered this in our class lecture as well as the special validation file which I create annually. It is regarding polyfluoroalkyl alkanes which are called PFAs. So in PFAs they have given three statements. First statement is they are found widespread in drinking water, food packaging material, which happens to be a correct statement. The second statement says they are not easily degraded in environment since the chemical nature is quite complex in nature, so they are not biodegradable. That's why they are considered pollutants. Second statement is also correct. The third statement says persistent exposure to PFAs can lead to bioaccumulation. So when we discovered biomagnification or bioaccumulation theme, it clearly says that anything which is not soluble in water and has a lipophilic nature tends to get accumulated at each trophic level. So in this case the answer is all of the above. So once again we have seen that trend of picking all of the above option find dividends in environment section, which holds true. Now coming to 18th question, which is quite a tricky one. Only zoologists or people who have deep understanding of environmental interactions are likely to answer this one correctly. It says that consider the following. There is a carabid beetle, centipede, flea, termites, wasp, and they have asked parasitoid species are found in how many above kind of organisms. So first of all we have to decipher what exactly is termed parasitoid. Now parasitoid are organisms which tend, once they behave like a parasite in some organism, they tend to even kill them eventually when they complete their life cycle. Otherwise parasites are organisms which when they enter the body, they just tend to get nutrition and their overall intention is never to kill the host, because eventually they will themselves get affected by that particular interaction. So this one is a quite out of box section question. So in this you have to pick the beetles, the flea and wasp, because these are the three varieties which are the typical example of parasitoids. Termites, there is no possible case. Termites in local language we call that dimmer. So it's a social insect which rarely behaves like a parasite. And similarly centipedes are not directly associated with this theme. So you have to use elimination method and the correct answer is going to be B option, only 3. Then comes the theme which is once again on NCERT based theme. There is a nitrogen cycle which is covered under biogeochemical cycles, and we have seen every alternate year there is a question on leguminous, nitrogen fixation or symbiosis in nitrogen cycle. So once again they have given 3 plants: groundnut, horse gram, soybean, and then they have tried to link this with the garden pea family. Question says how many of the above belong to the pea family. Now pea family is leguminous family. In botany we call Fabaceae is the exact name, but even if you don't know the family, in class lectures we have given you the leguminous family examples in which all of these examples were dictated. So anything to do with the gram, pea and groundnut, they all come under leguminous family, where you will see biological nitrogen fixation dominating the theme. So the answer of this question is once again C option, all 3 are correct. Now coming to the question number 20, once again the species was in news, so we can say it's the biodiversity section which is quite unending of the nature. The first statement says the Indian flying fox is placed under vermin category in the Wildlife Protection Act. Vermin, we decode in our class lecture. Vermin are the species which are allowed to be killed when we see there is a man-animal conflict, or they pose threat to human beings by carrying diseases, or at times they are harming our crops. So, as per the original Wildlife Protection Act, which had Schedule 5, vermin clause was formally mentioned, in which there were rat, bats, were the typical example which were meant, because flying fox is nothing but the species of bat. So the first statement is correct. The second statement says Indian flying fox feeds on blood of other animals. So this statement is not correct, because bat and especially this flying fox species is a fructivorous species which mainly consumes on fruit, and this species was in news because of Nipah controversy, Ebola controversy, and even in early COVID time bats were considered as reservoir of some deadly viruses. So here you have to understand, unless you are seeing lot of Hollywood movies where they showcase the theme of vampire bats, you might have considered this second statement as a possible option. But if you are reading environmental ecology, if you have attended the lecture, we have clearly highlighted that elimination of this species is not desirable. Environmentalists are totally against killing of such bad species, even if they harbor viruses, because they are major pollinators and they mainly feed on flowers and fruits for their survival. Almost 95, or you could say 99% of the species are fructivorous. Only minuscule variety is blood-sucking sanguivorous type. So here the answer is C option. The statement 1 is correct, but statement 2 is definitely incorrect. Now coming to question number 21, this one is an interesting question. They have mentioned 3 organisms: cicada, frog hopper and pond skater. So if you recollect our class lecture, I had told you a story about the Silent Valley National Park. Once again, the Silent Valley National Park finds mention in your NCERT book, because it's a biodiversity, you could say, site which is located in Nilgiri belt. And the story goes, when British invaded this territory, and they were quite alarmed and curious to know that there was no whistling sound which is typically associated with forest. So the reason is the cicada is not found in that forest. That's why that national park is known as Silent Valley National Park. So from here itself you could make an educated guess. Even in case you have not attended lectures, at least the frog hopper is named, sounds like a grasshopper. So you could have made an educated guess in C option that it's a name of insect. So this was a quite manageable question. The little bit of risk taking would have definitely paid you dividends. Now coming to question number 22, once again a question which was covered in newspapers. It says that many chewing gums found in market are considered as a source of environmental pollution. So you must have seen the nuisance of people dumping their chewing gum and it attaches to your shoes or some soles. And we have seen that a large amount of the chewing gum, when it's entering water body, it is considered equivalent to, you could say, plastic pollution at times. So definitely there is no harm in saying that these jellies and these gums are a type of environment pollutant. And the second statement says many chewing gums contain plastic or gum base. Now if you dwell deeper into it, it's common knowledge that the base that they use is a chemical which is considered equivalent to, you could say, a non-biodegradable variety. It is polyvinyl acetate. So definitely the first statement is correct, second statement is also correct, and there is no harm in saying that second statement explains the statement 1 as well. So answer to this question is going to be A option. Now 23 is a tough question, because it's once again to caters to biodiversity theme, and in biodiversity you all know there are 1.4 million species already been identified. So it's not possible to memorize each and every possible species, where are they endemic or geographically distributed. So out of 3 species, the first combination says, because they have tried to link the country and then you have to link that is it endemic species of that region or not. So first they have said Brazil, and the species is Indri. Indri is a scientific name of Indri, a primate order species which is rarely in news. So basically this species was not in much news, so this was difficult to link. Indri is found only in a hotspot called Madagascar. So you have to cross this option. Then Indonesia, they have tried to link with elk. Elk is a large size, you could say, antelope variety, which is mainly associated with Central Asia, Siberia. It's a fur animal, whereas Indonesia, we all know, is an equatorial country. So there is no possibility whatsoever of a fur animal being found in, you could say, the equatorial region. So this option is once again wrong. And then they have mentioned Madagascar region and tried to link with bonobo. Bonobo is once again variety which is related to primates. You can say it's the monkey ape family member, and it's mainly found in Congo region. It's native to Congo, endemic. So this one is a tricky question, so you have to mark none of the above. So if you have made mistake in this question, or preferably if you have not attempted this question, that would have been a wiser strategy, because we have not covered any of these species, nor neither they were in news. So basically this was a tough nut to crack. Now coming to the 24th question, it's a World Toilet Organization. Once again, it's a current affair based question. It does not find mention in your NCERT or class notes. The first statement says it is one of the agencies of United Nations. So here you have to understand it's an NGO. It's not a UN organization. UN organization, we all know, UNCTAD or United Nations Development. They are the formal organization which you conventionally cover in your international organization part. So first statement is definitely wrong. The second statement says World Toilet Summit, World Toilet Day and World Toilet Collage are some of their initiatives. So basically all three initiatives this organization has been a part or have been the main organizer along with WTO. So second statement is correct. Now the third solution is ambiguous one. They say they are funding grants to the least developed countries and developing country to end open defecation, even though open defecation is one of their goals. But nowhere you will find that they are funding, because itself is an NGO and it itself depends on funds to thrive. So basically for this question we are going with answer A2 only, a little specific one. Now 25th is once again from biodiversity scene. We have seen Africa cheetah being reintroduced in India. So also India launched Big Cat Alliance this year. So these two themes make it quite obvious that a question was expected. What exactly are cheetah, lion, big cat family members? So the first statement says lions do not have a particular breeding season, which is quite correct. It definitely does not breed in a specific season. It's a higher animal which cannot be linked with a definite breeding point. The second statement says unlike most of the big cat, cheetahs do not roar. So this is an observation based question. We have seen tiger, lions roaring, but we will never see cheetah roar, and this is more like a question which you have to observe when you are watching cheetahs in African savanna grassland. So second statement is once again is on correct lines. Then the third says unlike male lions, male leopards do not proclaim their threat. Now this is wrong, because any of the big cat family member, even dogs, their animal behavior shows that they mark their territory by dropping of feces or urine. So you have to eliminate this one. So once again, this question can only be attempted by zoologists who have a zoology option, because they go into the intricacies of animal behavior, what are their dominance, how their territories are marked. So if you have made an educated guess and got it correct, then you can consider it bonus. Otherwise, if you have not attempted this question, there was no harm. It would have definitely been on set. So answer is A, option 1 and 2. Now 26 is from current affairs section. 100 million farmers initiative is a platform accelerating transition towards food and water systems that are aiming for net zero, because we have seen last 3-4 years net zero theme is dominating headlines, and currently the agriculture sector is being pushed for cleaner transitions, because this methane emissions and carbon dioxide, they are posing major threat to food insecurity as well. So this is a type of question, if you have read this current affair, you would be in position to attempt. Otherwise, if you have not been able to, it has been missed or not able to read it, then this question was a blinder, because all 4 options are quite close option, but the first option is technically the right one. Then coming to question number 27, they have considered the following: battery storage, biomass generator, fuel cells, photovoltaic cells. So this distributed energy resource was in news, and we have in our value addition file also we have given this theme. So answer is once again on expected lines. You have to link with all 4 of the themes. There is no surprise catch in this option. So students who have guessed it with all of the above answer would have once again managed to click this one. Now 28 is a tough nut to crack. It says which of the following shows unique relationship with an insect that has co-evolved and that is the only insect that can pollinate this tree. So basically this theme has been borrowed from interactions in biotic community, in which we see two species interact and there are various permutation combinations which are possible, right from, you could say, symbiosis, mutualism, proto-cooperation. So co-evolution is a theme when two species began to get associated with one another and they thrive in each other's presence. If you remove one species, the second species is likely to get affected. So in this case, the fig tree has a specific species called a wasp, which typically are linked with their theme. So answer to this question has to be A option. So this one was once again out of box question. It was not covered in our class lectures as well. So you have to be little careful in attempting such one-liner question. At times they can be on the wrong side. Then 29th is you could say a manageable question. It says consider the following species. Which of the above are poisonous in nature? So they have mentioned butterflies, fish and frogs. Now in frogs, when we cover the amphibian part, we clearly highlight arrow dart frog is one of the most poisonous frog available. Just like snakes, it has a potential of killing a lot of species. So frog is a definite answer. In case of butterflies, when we discuss mimicry, we compare viceroy and monarch butterfly, and we give you the example how there are some unpalatable or poisonous natured butterfly species also available, which is mentioned in your NCERT as well. So butterflies can be poisonous as well. And same goes with the fish. There are almost 1500 different varieties of it. Typical example in current affair is at times the shellfish, or they have also mentioned about the catfish varieties, which are quite poisonous in nature. At times they sting and they release the toxin. So answer to this question is once again all of the above. We have to mark C option. Now coming to question number 30. They have considered the following which are native to India. Once again, the endemic species section has been asked. So they have mentioned three species: cashew, papaya and red sandal. So here we have mentioned in our class lecture that red sandal is native to India, and this question finds its roots in the Pushpa movie. They have shown how there is an illegal smuggling of red sandals from India to Japan for making musical instruments. The papaya, when there are dengue cases, at times kiwi and papaya themes are in news. We have to understand papaya is from, you could say, the Central American theme, and this was brought to India through native Portuguese. The same story goes with the cashew nut as well. So cashew nut is also native to Brazil. So answer is quite specific one in this. Only one you have to pick because only red sandal is native to India. So these sections, the questions were in continuity from 16 to 30. Apart from that, there were 2-3 questions on environment and ecology, which can be associated to current affairs. So I will be answering them as well in this video. So it says that European Parliament approved the Net Zero Industry Act recently. Once again, it's an environment milestone which was in news because European Union as an entity is spearheading environmental movement. So first statement is correct. The second statement says European Union intends to achieve carbon neutrality by 2040. So they have tested your factual memory. The deadline is 2030, not 2040, because as such only two themes are in news. Either some developing countries are aiming to neutralize by 2050 or 2070, and otherwise developed world is quite committed, especially European Union, to achieve this target by 2030. So here the answer to this question is going to be C option. Statement 1 is correct, but statement 2 is incorrect in nature. And there is another question which can be attributed to environment. It says, according to Environment Protection Agency, which one of the following is largest source of sulfur dioxide? It's a question number 19 set A. So this is the basic of parlance. The sulfur dioxide main emitter industry are the thermal plants. So answer to this question is going to be power plants using fossil fuels. And this report was in news, so if you could have cross-checked with. So these are the questions 17 to be precise from environment and ecology section. More or less the answer key is not likely to fluctuate, and hopefully you will find these answers in official answer key when they are released by UPSC in 1 year. If you have any controversy or you are not satisfied with any of the answer, try asking them in comment section. I will try to get back within 24 hours. So best of luck, and start your mains preparation straight away without just wasting your time on different answer keys. Have a nice day.